Hello guys, so here we have a nice scooter. It's called Gio Titan Premium. For some of you that already have exactly the same scooter, you're wondering why I am calling it premium, because it's exactly the same as what you have. But now this one is slightly different because this one is manufactured in 2023, and there is two major upgrades that they did. By the way, it's manufactured 2023 in September. I want to mention that. So before September it was a regular Gio Titan. So the two major upgrades would be the hydraulic brakes on the back. So if you look at your scooter, you would not see, if you don't see the disc brake and the 4 lug nuts, that means that you have a regular Gio Titan, not premium model. So premium comes with the hydraulic brakes all around, front and rear, and that's why you're going to see a special parking lever with this locking mechanism to hold the parking in place, that lever. And the second upgrade would be the switch. Now it has a neutral mode. Before, on original Gio Titan or Gio Regal, it was just a green button that you can switch it between forward and reverse. Now you have a neutral, drive and reverse. So if you don't push drive, the scooter will not accelerate. Basically the second major upgrade, this is not that really important, this neutral mode, because as soon as you guys know already, as soon as you release throttle, your scooter is already on neutral. So that neutral button does not really make it that much of a difference. But you see this orange wire right here. So they upgraded so you can switch now display from miles to kilometers. Let me show you really quick how it works. Now if you turn on your display, you're gonna see miles per hour. But if you will unplug this wire and leave it unplugged and reset your ignition key and turn it back again, now you're gonna have kilometers. So for Canadian customers, before you had only one option to replace the entire display if you want to have a kilometers. Now you can just unplug the wire, or if you want to have a miles, just plug it in and you can hide it behind the cover. But this is not my video all about today. My main subject about the accelerator handle. There was quite a few people that been asking me if it's possible to convert right hand side twist type throttle to the left hand side. And well, I guess some people they prefer to use it on the left hand side. Maybe they do have a problem with maybe they are one-handed people. There is quite a few people called me that they don't have a right arm. So yes, let me show you how it is possible to convert this particular handle to this side without any cost. Plus I will be showing you how to install aftermarket handle on this side if you don't want to use original one. So for this procedure I'm going to use some of the tools. Let me show you what I'm going to use, which is a Allen hex key 6mm to remove mirrors, Allen hex key 3mm to remove the accelerator handle, Phillips screwdriver, wire cutter or utility knife, whatever you have at home, electrical tape or zip tie to secure some of the wires if needed. So let's start. We're starting with removing those rubber caps to access those bolts. So as you can see, if you are the owner of the original Gio Regal or Gio Titan, now you see that company redesigned the mirrors. They look slightly different, but they doing exactly the same job as original, so that's not a big deal. So once you remove this bolt, put on the floor. By the way, one more that I forgot to mention. Now when they have this Gio Titan Premium model, you have a same 4-way flash a flasher button, like emergency button, but it actually does not do the same four-way flasher anymore as on original Gio Titan. So if you turn it on in upper position and turn on the ignition, put machine on the drive, the throttle will not respond until this button will be down. So as you can see, now the button is down and the wheels are spinning. I raised my scooter up purposely for this demonstrational video today. So let's remember about this button. The emergency button has to be down in order to move. So this is a, yeah, that's how they designed it. Now removing the second cap and removing mirror. Okay. Now we're going to use a Phillips screwdriver and remove this screw right here. It's going to be short screw, and you're going to have 4 of them, 4 short screw. 1, 2, and 3 on the bottom, and number 4 on this side. So those 4 will be short screws that you know that they face in front. And now the side screws will be much bigger, twice as big as those short ones, so they go on the side. So total in 6 screws that you will be removing. And that's the same exactly procedure for the Gio Regal or Gio Titan. Now once you remove those 6 screws, insert your fingers as much as you can inside of the plastic cover underneath and pry it out with pushing with your 2 thumbs right here. Okay, so basically it was locked on those 5 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Those little tabs were aligned. Now once you remove that, you will need to unplug your headlight. So all of those quick connection plugs will have a locking tab that you have to press down and pull it out from male from female. Now once you remove that, now you can follow your wire that comes out from the accelerator handle. In my case, my wire is loose. In some cases your wire could be behind the brake line or inside of the zip tie, so you might have to cut the zip tie so you can have this wire completely loose. You can have enough room to swap it to the opposite side. Now we're going to remove the handle, the accelerator handle. So that's why you need 3mm hex, and if you look underneath, there is a hole for that hex. So take your time, and so you don't strip that bolt. Getting loose as long as you can slide it out. As you can see inside of the handle, just the aluminum clamp, and that screw right here on the bottom is compressing or jamming that clamp to the pipe. So we're going to leave this, or even here for now, for 2 seconds. Now next step will be removing a rubber grip. Now this is pretty tricky can be for some people, especially if you're doing this yourself and you don't have that much strength in your hands, because most likely you will need both hands. So don't grip it too tight and twist it, because it's going to be even harder. So just twist it with one hand and pull with your other hand. You may need to ask somebody to help you, but it should come out pretty easy unless it's extremely cold outside or something and you're trying to do that. But the rubber, the grip itself is pretty soft, I would say. Not extremely soft, but okay. Now we're removing our handle and we're installing on this side. Now here is a catch or downside of having this handle on this side. First of all, you're gonna have a switch facing up, which is no big deal. I would say. But the main difference would be between the right side and the left side, that now you will be twisting outward in order to you know, use your scooter. So that side, on the opposite side, you were twisting inward, but on this side you will be twisting outward. So if this is okay with you and you can live with that little issue, well, good for you, and simply retighten that screw that you have. Now it will be facing forward. So, but before you're going to make final adjustment for that screw and this handle, how far it's going to face, make sure that your brake handle is not touching this housing. So if you're going to leave it like that, yes, you're going to have lots of room, but the switch will be facing up. So maybe you want to face it as much as possible here, so the handle can pass the plastic, so you can apply parking lever. Now let me show you the handle, how it looks on a Gio Regal. I forgot to take it from my garage. Just 1 second, please. Now, okay, I'm sorry, I should have taken this handle before. Now Gio Regal and Gio Titan comes with this type of a handle, because you don't have a hydraulic rear brakes, you're gonna have a cable brakes. So when you will be installing this handle, make sure that, yeah, again, when you will be pressing the lever, nothing is going to touch this plastic housing, otherwise you will damage the handle. Now, if you are not, just 1 second, there is a pretty loud plane. If you are not happy with this type of a conversion, which is cost you nothing, just swapping from left hand side to right hand side, or I mean from right to left. If you're not happy with such a conversion, there is an aftermarket accelerator handles that you can buy on Amazon or eBay. They will not have a switch built in, but they will be made for the left hand side with the twisting inward like supposed to be. So I purchased this handle from Amazon. You can buy probably the same, not probably, I've seen them on the eBay. This handle cost under $25 shipped. I'm pretty sure that company, Gio company, will be selling those handles pretty soon, because they have more and more inquiries for the left-handed people. So if you're not happy with twisting it outward, I will leave a link down below at the description where I purchased, from which seller I purchased this handle. The only downside will be that handle will not come with the original plug and play. It will come with the 3 wires. That's what you want it to look when you will be choosing that handle, but it will not come. My particular handle came with this type of a plug, which is, I don't care the shape of the plug as long as there's 3 wires. So I cut it off. So I will show you how to install this one. Now let's remove original handle and install it back in place. And you can retighten that screw so I don't forget later on. And yeah, every time you do something, don't forget to retighten the screw and double check everything, so you don't get stuck in the middle of the road. Now you have this aftermarket handle with exactly the same setup for the 3mm bolt to hold it to the pipe. So now you going to have 2 twist handles on both sides. Well, if this side is really going to bother you in the future, that it's twisting the same way as other one, simply apply some crazy glue in between the housing and the rubber grip, and it's going to stay you know, firm without twisting, or maybe use some kind of screws on the side from the bottom just to jam that grip to the casing, and it's not going to twist if this is your problem. Okay, now once we tighten this screw, which will be on this side, I think the best option. Okay, now it's tight, it's twisting freely, and now we have 3 wires. So how do we connect those 3 wires to the scooter? Now, if you will, you probably have seen it already, that on a Gio Titan, Gio Regal, or this Gio Titan Premium, you're gonna have 2 plugs by the end of the handle. Okay, I'm going to separate all of those wires with the yellow rag. So you're going to focus on only 2 plugs. Okay, so by the end of the comes from the handle 2 plugs, and now you're wondering which plugs you're going to use. So the plugs with a yellow, blue and a white wire, and it's going to be exactly same on a Gio Regal and Gio regular Titan. It's the same plug with a yellow wire. So this one is responsible for the 1, 2 and 3 speed switch. You leave this connected. Now you're going to focus only on this plug with a red, black and green. If you will look closely, factory did not really follow the color code. So if you will see that red that comes from the handle is not aligned from the red that comes from the scooter, so it goes across the green, and this green goes across the red. But this is not that important, and even if you're going to cross those wires in places, nothing is going to get burned. Don't worry about that. The most important wire will be the black wire that has to match with black. So let's do this. I'm going to unplug the accelerator handle plug, which is a female in my case, and leave this male plug right here. Now I need to connect those 3 wires from my new handle, aftermarket handle that I purchased. Now I need to connect it to this plug. And here we have another story that we see that different color codes, because now there is no green anymore as on original plug, but there is a blue on aftermarket. But again, the color does not matter. The black one will always stay black. So now you need to cut off this plug. If you're confident that this is what you need, and you're going to stay with this handle forever, cut off this plug, because you're not going to use original handle anymore. So 1, 2 and 3. Now I'm going to remove, now turn on the ignition obviously when you do all of these cuts or modifications, so nothing is going to get shorted out, and remove the isolation. Now you will ask, why did you cut here and not from the handle side? Well, because the handle side wires are much thinner. This is like 20 gauge size, and this is probably 18, so you want to get the thicker wire as much as possible so you can work more comfortably. And yeah, okay, now we have 3 bare wires. I hope that you're gonna see it well, and my yellow rack is gonna help you to see it clear. So 3 wires coming out from the scooter. Okay, I'm going to twist those wires copper so they are not going to be so split, and that I can have as much as possible solid single wire. And that's what I did on my accelerator side. Now you're wondering how you're going to connect. Yeah, black against black, red against red, and the blue against green. So as you can see, one more time. Now you can connect it a couple different ways, guys. Like the best way would be, if you are handy, I would probably do the soldering job if you have a soldering iron, and use a heat shrink to make it nice, a solid connection. Now there is another option. You have those connectors, quick connectors, so you can screw those two wires together with this quick connector. Even though that I don't like it, to be honest with you, they are not that crazy strong or secure for such a thin wires, so I'm not big fan of this those connectors for this particular application, because the wires are really thin. It's, as I said, this is like gauge number 20 and this is gauge number 18, and it might get loose unless you will use some kind of electrical tape over. My advice would be to go to your local Home Depot and buy those quick connectors. This one is made for gauge 12, so for much thicker wire, but it will work really well for such a small wires, and I tested before many times. And this is cost only $5.50 at my local Home Depot, and a really cool invention. This is a game changer. So let me show you what's this all about. So I'm taking 3 connectors from this box. Now the idea is that you open this orange lever and the hole will get open inside. So this piece will connect 2 wires together internally. For example, I'm going to insert black and click it in place. See if it's firm. It is firm. Now I'm going to connect black from accelerator handle and see if it's tight. Yes, it's pretty secure, really amazing, even though that it's made for much thicker wires. Now we have red wire, so open those 2 levers, red and red, and secure both of them. Wiggle that they are secure, and the last one is green to blue. Guys, I hope this is pretty clear for you what I'm doing, because and I hope the camera is focusing well so you can see what I'm doing exactly. So green, secure. Oh, did not secure. So green, yes, and the blue with green, and wiggling. So now we have 3 wires are connected. This would be my choice if you don't want to do any soldering, and if you don't want to do with this type of morets or whatever they call them, electrical through screw type connectors. Now we have 3 wires connected from aftermarket handle to the scooter. So the second plug stays untouched because it's a speed switch, and this one stays unplugged. Now we turn on the ignition. Make sure that machine on the drive, and if you have a Gio Premium, you put on it down, and let's try to twist the handle. Now you see the handle is not responding at the moment. Even if you put on a reverse, it doesn't matter, it's not responding. So let me show you why. As I told you before, the color codes will not match sometimes your aftermarket handle to the scooter. So black stays the same always, and doesn't matter what kind of manufacturer, you're always going to see one of the 3 wires will be black, so it's easy to connect. Now we have blue with green, and we have red to red. So actual aftermarket company changed the color codes. Now we need to connect blue to red and red to green at the scooter. So let's disconnect it and try if it's gonna work. Okay, that's what I like about those connectors, that you can quickly disconnect it without damaging anything. So now look at the color codes. Blue to red. Blue from a throttle handle goes to red to a scooter. Now red from a throttle handle goes to green to a scooter, and black stays the same, black to black. Now let's turn on the ignition, put machine on the drive, and let's try to accelerate. Okay, well, now we have a working left hand side accelerator handle. I hope it was not that confusing for you. My point was to show you that color code is not always going to match color code of the aftermarket handles. So as long as you connected the black wires black to black, the other two can be swapped anytime and nothing is going to burn, so don't worry about that. So this is the color code again. Look closely and follow my instruction. Now when you will be choosing the accelerator handle, make sure that you're going to see option that is going to be for left hand side twist, because they might sell you right hand side handle, so you will be twisting outward just like the original one. So make sure that you see option for right hand side and the left hand side. If you don't see that in the description of any of the sellers, ask them, email them, and they will respond at what kind of handle they have. Now the second that I want to mention, this handle must come with only 3 wires, not 2, not 4, not 5, but only 3. Only 3 wires will work on Gio mobility scooters. As I told you before, this is a great product. I'm talking about the Gio Titan scooter. It's pretty reliable and pretty modification friendly. Now the last, what I wanted to mention, when it's going to come to installing a cover, before you're going to install a cover, okay, so I'm going to install a headlight. This one stays. Make sure the wire is not touching anything. Put everything inside and click this cover properly so it will be aligned. This seam will be perfectly closed. Now check again, and nothing is touching, and you don't have to move your handle up or down. Well, if this is the case, that you have an older scooter with a Gio Titan or Gio Regal with a cable brake lever instead of a hydraulic one, and you really do need to move handle, let me show you really quick what you will need to do. You will need to loosen this screw right here on the bottom, and you can bend this plastic away, this casing, so you can have access to this bolt, so you can actually move this handle outside, inside, up or down, as long as it's working for you. So nothing is going to touch nothing, and you don't have to do any more cuts or do any grinding. What I mean by grinding, because there are some handles that I will be showing in my next video, that you might have to do some, you will have to shave off some of the plastic, because even if you lift up your brake lever up, it will not be enough room, so you will have to take a file and file it, but that's on my next video. Now, since I've been trying to cover both about Gio Titan Premium, like this one, and a regular Gio Regal and Gio Titan, let me show you how you're going to connect this aftermarket handle to your older scooter, because you're going to have this type of a throttle plug, and you're going to say, well, this is not big deal because I have a black, and that's the most important, and then you have a white and red. And as I said before, it doesn't matter if you switch the places red with white, nothing's going to get burned as long as you test it and everything works like you need. But here's the trick. I purposely have a electrical wiring harness from Gio Regal and Gio Titan that was made before September 2023. So this is a brand new wiring harness, and this is my plug that goes to the accelerator handle. So let me leave it like this. This is my plug. So here's my handle, maybe same as yours that you have, guys. And when you plug in handle, now you have a black, but you don't have a black on a wiring harness like on this scooter. This scooter has a black wire, so that was easy, black to black, but this one don't have a black. So you will have to look what color of the wire goes across the black on your scooter. So in this wiring harness it's blue. Maybe in your case it can be white or red. So it doesn't matter the color, as long as you connect this black wire from the new accelerator handle across black or blue, like in this case. And then the rest of the two wires, when you will be doing hard wiring, you can always cross with each other if needed. If you already connected black to black, and then you connected white to white, for example, and red to this brown, and scooter still doesn't work, then cross it. Connect white to brown and red to white, and see if the new handle will respond. I hope this is not confusing for you guys, but this is important to show you that previous Gio Regal that was manufactured since 2012 up for today, and previous Gio Titan came with a different plug, because new Gio Premium comes with the two same plugs like this. Alright, well, this is it for now, and just put everything back in place as I showed you. That I'm going to... Sorry for such a long video, I just wanted to cover everything without doing it again, and that you will not have any more questions. So when you will be installing, make sure that you will align those tabs on the top first, so, and you clear for the mirrors. Now the last that I wanted to mention, on my next video I will be showing you how to install this type of a thumb throttle accelerator. This one is a little bit more tricky, but because you will have to do a little bit more modification, maybe extra 5 more minutes. But for those people that they cannot have their wrist working, and I will be showing how to use this one, and also I will cover why you don't want to go with this type of a thumb throttle that also available on the market. But for now, as like it or not, glory to God and glory to Ukraine. Stay safe.